What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of You Might Be Surprised. I think we're on like episode 18 or something like that. I don't know. I kind of forgot, and I haven't been really labeling the episodes because, I've been having guests on and things like that. But today, dude, I am riled up, and it's going to be a juicy, dicey podcast, bro. I am so heated right now, so mad, and so motivated. Oh, okay. Let me break it down for y'all. Anyway, if you guys are new, my name's Chris, and this is You Might Be Surprised podcast, dude. And I started this podcast as a comedy podcast, but we're here, and I'm not always funny, but here I am. This is me. Let's get it going, bro. So let me take a deep breath and break down what just happened to me. Okay? And maybe y'all can let me know in the chat, because this is a live podcast. You can tune in live at You Might Be Surprised on Twitch TV. You can follow me on Twitter at YMBS_Chris, and you can know when I'm going live to record these podcasts, because I kind of do them whenever I want to throughout the week. You know what I mean? So let's jump into it, dude. So before I explain to you why I'm heated, I need to bring you back to my life after I graduated college. Graduated college in 2019. I graduated with a bachelor's degree in business and a minor in graphic design. And I wanted to go into marketing. Okay, content creation didn't even cross my mind, because I was like, it's time for me to be an adult. And so kind of what happened was I got a job that I'm still in now, and it's a great job, and I'm happy for it. But I feel like I can be doing more, and I've always had this, and I like to hold myself to high standards. So for the past 6 months, or 6 months ago, I was going on with this girl, and I kind of came to the conclusion that I was using her as my only source of happiness, because I was letting past experiences bring me down, whether it was my past relationships or just my experience that I've had with social stuff, and pretty much not thinking I'm good enough. Okay. So I've been trying for the past 6 months to level up my life, and I've been doing this every day, whether it's creating content or trying to push myself farther in my professional career. And it's doing that by yourself is very hard. If you look at any sort of successful person, they have a team behind them where they are just kind of rocking and rolling, and they kind of lean on each other, and they tell them like what they should be doing, or some ideas of what they should be doing. So if you don't have this team behind you and you're doing it all by yourself, it's hard, dude. It's really hard. Let me get this freaking mic situated, dude. It's very hard, okay? So I've been trying to do this. I've been feeling lost, okay? So I started creating a podcast, as you guys know, the You Might Be Surprised podcast, which you listen to right now, dude. I created this at the January, probably in the beginning of March, and it was based on a comedian concept, because the only type of podcasts I listen to are pretty much comedians, like The Fighter and the Kid, Joe Rogan. It used to be Chris D'Elia, but we all know what happened with that. The King and the Sting, Nikki Glazer's podcast. And I was like, dude, I'm going to write jokes, do stand up, podcast, and that's like who I am. And then I realized with Corona or COVID-19 that's very hard to do right now. So then I came across this guy called How to Beast, and I got into his friend named Max Tuning. These guys, How to Beast is more of like a lifestyle like guru guy, and Max Tuning has the company called Sour Strips. I made a whole video about Sour Strips. And then I really like grasped onto them, and I got into vlogging. And if you follow my YouTube, you know that I've been vlogging. And then like I have this thing in my life where I go up and down. Like I'll be full into one thing. Like for like a month I was into reading and I read this book that's been sitting on my dresser and like that's like all like I went to work, I ran, and then I read for like an hour and a half every night. And then I don't know if I get bored with the type of stuff or I just get like eh. Like I feel like I could be doing more. I'm like this whole podcast is about doing more, okay? So I started vlogging and doing that, or I created a couple videos and like content creation when you're not doing it full time is very hard. The people make it look simple, dude. It's not. Okay. When you're working 8 to 9 hours a day, going to the gym, and then trying to write a podcast or do a vlog that's entertaining and like what you want to do, or even streaming online is hard because you're so mentally drained from doing something for 9 hours, whether it's a job that you like or if it's a job that you don't like. Okay. And I think that's why I pat my back to anybody that has pushed through that and is doing content full time because it is very hard to do and it takes a lot of mental power. All right. So I started vlogging, did a couple vlogs, and then I've always liked playing video games. And if you can go back and listen to episode 17, pretty much how I got rated on Twitch, and I was like, oh, this is the thing that I need to do. Okay. So that I got rated on Twitch like a month ago. And since then, I've streamed 58 hours on Twitch. That is a lot of hours. Okay. Within 20 days. And that's mostly just me streaming pretty much every day when I get home from the gym and after work. And I was like, this is my thing now. I got rated, and then it slowly starts to die down because Twitch is very hard to like, you have to be the best of the best, which I'm not saying that I am or not. It's hard, dude. So this brings me back to the whole thing of if you have somebody that you can lean on, or like a team or a group of people that are doing the same thing as you, creating that goal is like, if that's your goal, figuring out that goal is a lot easier than doing it all by yourself. Okay. So let me explain to you why I'm not in a good mood and the most motivated I've ever been. Like, when like something happens, like with Michael Jordan, for example. If you guys don't know, if you didn't watch the documentary on him, I'm forgetting the name. Why can't I think of The Last Dance. The common theme throughout that was somebody would say the wrong thing to Michael Jordan, and then he'd be like, fuck you, I'm going to go out in the next game and drop 50 points. Oh, you think you can guard me? Watch me drop 62 points while I'm sick, dude. Okay, the dude's a monster. Okay, and you hear these things like throughout life where somebody said, "Oh, like, you're not gonna start that business, dude. You're worthless, dude. You can't do that." And then all of a sudden, there's like a little snap in their neck, and they're like, "Fuck you, dude. I'm gonna do what I want to do, and you're not gonna tell me different." Okay, that kind of just like happened with me, and as you can see, I'm talking very fast because I'm heated, dude. Heated. Okay, so let me back up and tell you what just happened. So I'm not going to bring in names because I have no hard feelings at all. I'm just heated by the last words before I hung up this call. There's a group of people, and if you're listening to this podcast, I may or may not have said his name already. Okay. And this goes back to another podcast that I talked about of people taking advantage of people. Okay. Online, it is very simple to get a group of people to pay for something that you're doing well. Okay. Because creating online content and like doing things that you want to do is not hard. All you have to do is just get up and do it and make it a routine, and you can do the damn thing. But you have to stay motivated even on the days where you're like, I don't want to do anything. Okay. So this guy is doing this class and he's like, hey, we're going to bring on, he's a big influencer. He's like, hey, me and two other people that I know, we're going to run this class. And pretty much what it's going to be, it's mostly a dude class, okay? It's pretty much, we're going to help you get better with girls. We're going to help you um, pick up your career, and we're going to help you figure out your life and take leaps and not small steps towards things that you want to do. And if you're like me, or if you're someone that thinks that they should be doing more with their life, you're probably like, yeah, dude, sign me up. Let's get it. Okay. But there's always a but. Like, this class is going to do this, this, and this, but you have to chop off your arm. But then when you chop off your arm, dude, all these possibilities and things like that. And I'm not, so like, at 3:30, it's now 5:30. At 3:30, I had this conversation with this guy. It went for an hour. I pretty much explained to him what I want to do with my life, what I'm lacking in with girls and things like that. And it's the same thing with every single one of these classes. It's kind of like it's in a weird way, it's like a pyramid scheme, but it's not, because like if you put in the work and things like that, you can actually do what you want to do, right? And you can achieve the goals that you set out to achieve. So with that being said, I was on the phone and I explained to him the stuff. Okay. And at the beginning of the phone call, he was like, we only want to work with people that are about it. Okay. And these people are really good salesmen. If I didn't grow up living in a household that deals with sales, I would have said yes. So pretty much what they sold me on, or what they tried to sell me on, was you say yes, you're going to pay $3,800, which in reality is not that much money to spend on yourself and to get mentor help. And I don't know if I'm going to regret this by telling him no or not, but he was like, for $3,800 you can talk to me and this other dude and their friend, and they are big influencers, they are in the realm, and you're probably like, so you said no to them. And at first I was hesitant. I was like, is there payment plans? They said yes. 3 months for $1,200, or 4 months for $900. And here's what like threw me off about it. Pretty much they're targeting people that have low self-esteem and think that they can't do much. And sometimes people, like, that's all you need is somebody in your life to be like, dude, like, you're not worthless. Like, you can do this. And it's pretty much like therapy. I was paying them to do therapy. And they're like, yo, bro, like, they're telling me like we can help you. And like my whole thing was like, I just need like that extra push to figure out the puzzle pieces that I'm missing. Okay. So what pissed me off and put me not in a good mood, dude, was we had this conversation and we went back and forth, and I asked him a question. I was like, did you have a mentor when you were 23? Did you have a mentor to like kind of help you get through this? And this was the question, if I was going to say yes or no. And he said no, but what he did have was a group of guys that were like-minded, and they went out. It started with getting better with talking with girls, and then it led to like, oh, like we can do more, like let's start an online business. And they both were like, yeah. And then it became successful for them. And so the answer was no. They just found a group of guys, and I mean, it sounds like him and his friend were the most successful out of them. And before I get into like what he said and what like shot me off is having somebody on the phone that is successful in what you want to go into is hard to turn down that. It's very hard because you have to look at them like a human, okay? Because they're trying to make business off of you, and by you paying them, you're gonna get this great course, and in return, and if anyone ever is going through this, you have about 30 seconds to do some deep diving, where you have to think, is 3,000 or whatever the cost of it is, can I spend this? Will the money help me get to where I'm at? Or am I just about to spend whatever X amount of cash and it's not going to do much? Okay. I told him no. And I was like, dude, if there was a cheaper payment plan, I would be all over it. I'm down to spend $3,600 on myself because I know I'm worth it. And probably having their help would have probably excelled me quicker. I'm not going to deny that. But what he said was, bro, I'm going to tell you something. I check back on the guys that say no, and that say no from, because this is a class that they've done a couple times. And he said, I check back on the guys that said no to this offer, that said, no, you don't want to work with us. And once I hang up this phone call, this opportunity is gone. He said he keeps tabs and looks back at them and says 99% of them aren't doing shit. And when he said that, dude, that pissed me off. He's pretty much saying, without my help, you aren't going to do anything with your life. So you want to know what I did, dude? I took that quote, hung it up on my computer, made it my phone background, dude. And in 1 year, I'm going to tweet at this motherfucker and say, hey, dude, look what I did. Look what I did. This is all me. I knew I had it in here, and you guys could have probably helped me, probably could have excelled me. But I did this. I created a successful podcast. I created an online business. I did whatever the flying F that I want to do. I did this. And I'm that 1%, dude. Don't categorize me into somebody that's a failure. I already in my head think I suck. And I'm not going to have some dude, just because I didn't pay him $3,800, think that I ain't about it, dude. So that's why I'm furious. I'm so mad, bro. I'm so mad. And I can't wait to figure out a job or to figure out online content or streaming and make it bigger than this dude. Oh my gosh. I'm heated, bro. I'm heated. What's up, Maffa Whiskey? If you guys don't know, I do this podcast live, dude. Someone's in chat, so I wanted to say what's up to him while I just went on that freaking rant. I also forgot to press record, so I'm gonna have to end the stream and download this right away so I don't lose it, dude. So I don't lose it. Now that rant's done, let me take a second to digest what I just said. All right. So what's my plan now? What's my plan? I can't just say all this stuff and be like, yeah. So like now what? Like what's your plan? My plan is to let's look at the content creation side of things. My plan is to start making better high quality content that I believe in, content that is about me. It's very simple to look at people that you follow and be like, oh, I just need to do what they do, and then I will become successful like them. What made them successful is themselves. Okay. So at the end of the day, being yourself is the best tool that you have. We don't want another Kim Kardashian. We want the next you. So if you can be you and create a business around it, that's the best thing in the whole entire world. So I'm going to create more meaningful content. I'm also going to move out of my parents' house. One thing that I think that's been holding me back is the mindset of thinking that like I like have to like help them with things and do things like that, where I can't put all my focus into my career and content until those things merge. And I'm also going to express myself and network myself in a more of a career based manner, make more connections, try to find people who are like minded in the content realm and in my career realm, because I can make all the content that I want, but if it's not doing something for me, then I'm just wasting time. I mean, you can make it because it's your hobby, but at the end of the day, like hobbies only go so far, and you can get new hobbies all the time. I might not even be doing this in a year. Like my whole mind state could change just by finding a new job or that. So, Chris, like, where do you want to go? I want to go to Texas. I think Texas has a lot of opportunities for me and a lot of opportunities for what I want to do in a career path and in like creating content path. I also think that I can reach a group of people on Twitch and on podcast and on YouTube where I can just express and be myself. I think one of the reasons why I go towards online content creation is because like a lot of my life I haven't really like looked at myself in a very high high way. I normally look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, ugh. But I think once you get over that hump, which I've gotten, which I've spent 6 months of my life getting over that hump. Now it's putting things into action. And that's what I am excited to do, bro. I'm glad you're liking it. If you're listening to this on audio, a guy in chat just said, I love the confidence you're making me confident in myself. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. I can, at the end of the day, you can really do whatever the hell that you want to do. Okay. Whether it's, if you want to be the best little fruit sales guy on the side of the road, you wake up every day and you sell that damn fruit. It's a terrible example. If you want to sell cars and you want to sell Ferraris, dude, freaking work your way up from a used car salesman to that. If you want to create online content, dude, and you want to be in the marketing realm and market yourself to people, because at the end of the day, the people who make content don't like themselves. If you think about it, we're reaching a group of people because, one, in our minds, we don't like ourselves, so we like the reassurance that we're doing something right. I bet you that there's a therapist that's broken this down. This is like my take on it. They don't like themselves, so putting themselves out there, they like seeing the feedback, because at the end of the day, like you're putting yourself out there, and then if you have good fans and stuff, they're gonna tell you what you're doing wrong, and then you're gonna be like, oh yeah, Bait 999 said maybe I should drive on the right side of the road, like the right side of the road instead of the left, and maybe I won't crash into cars. Huh? It's crazy, dude. It's crazy. I Also, people needed to not worry about age. I think age is so big. Like, I look at myself as being 23, 24 in November, and I'm like, oh, there's people like Logan Paul, or there's rappers that are like 19 who are making millions of dollars. And when you look at that, that really breaks down your confidence in whatever you're trying to do. And I really think that taking that out of the equation and just doing you is the best thing for you. You know? You know? You know. Chat, do you guys have any questions? My podcast normally go about 30 minutes. I'll give it 20 seconds. Also, I'm just gonna be talking here for a second. I don't know if streaming's like the right thing for me to be doing, you know? I think that's like the hardest thing about like life and things like that is like you don't really know like what to do or like what the right moves are. Moto Goyo is the truth is we are the best thing we are because we see the world only through our eyes. We create everything in our minds, our opportunities, our barriers, our dreams. The bigger challenge is starting by accepting who we are now before we move to who we may want to be. Yo, Moto Goyo, bro. That's some deep shit right there. Let me re-say that because my speech impediment was holding me back here. So if you're listening to this on audio, what he just said is the truth is we are the best thing we are because we see the world only through our own lens. We create everything in our minds, our opportunities, our barriers, our dreams. The biggest challenge is starting by accepting who we are now before we move to who we may want to be. And that right there, I think, is the best thing that I've heard in a while. Because if you think about it, like, well, let's break this down here. Like, let's look at like through high school to college, because everyone has to go through high school and stuff. Accepting who you are then, because you get judged a lot there, is who you become in college. And then once you are grown up, dude, the hardest thing to accept is who you are and who you want to become. Because now you have the tools and the knowledge to do it. And if you don't take the right steps, then maybe you'll never know. But I think what the greatest thing about being alive in 2020, and I know that's a crazy sentence to say, is that we are dreamers. And I think that's the coolest thing is generations before people, like if you're like 45 and you want to start doing things, freaking do it, dude. But what's great about the younger generation now is that we have phones and things like that where we can see all these different things that we can do. There's no more like, oh, I'm going to go to school and then come back and work in the mill because this is like what I have to do. Like this is the only thing I can do. That dude that worked on the mill can now become a millionaire by just going to school and like reaching out to somebody across the world, dude. You can do so much in life, and I think that's the greatest thing about being alive right now. The greatest thing. And I like, for me is I see so much in myself. It's just like, it's the whole thing is like, am I doing the right thing? Like, will this podcast help me? Will me interacting with chat right now help me? Or will this all be for nothing? Like, should I be putting, I like, for me, it's like, should I be putting more time in working on my professional career? Or do I put more time in creating content? Because I know, one, I'm passionate, and two, it can lead to so many opportunities. And if you're listening to this on video, dude, I keep looking to my right because chat's open on the right. So, and if you're listening to this live, this will be on my YouTube channel. If you do !YouTube or !podcast, you'll get the links. Oh man, I'm like rattled up, and like, this is like therapy for me. That's why I love podcasts and I love being funny. Let's give an update real quick on like comedy and things like that. Will I ever do comedy? Because this whole thing was based around comedy. Yeah, I'll do comedy at some point whenever the world's not crazy. But for right now, I'm loving, I find comedy as in something just interacting with people. And when I got rated with 100 viewers, that was like, I felt amazing because I was interacting with people doing something that was cool, like playing Minecraft and things like that. So it's a good time, dude. It's a good time to be alive if you're a dreamer. You mean the world, bro. And it's a good time to be alive, even if you're not a dreamer. Like, there's so many opportunities. Like, I think that's the coolest things. Like, even if you do want to work a 9-to-5 job, like, there's so many cooler opportunities that there is now than there was, like, even 10 years ago. And I think things are going to keep progressing and progressing and progressing. And the hardest thing when you're young is not knowing. I did a whole podcast talking about I hate not knowing that I don't know. I hate not knowing that I don't know. You just subscribe for a tier 1, baby. Yo, let's go, bro. Thank you, man. I just got subscribed, bro. If you guys are listening to this on audio, you have no idea what subscription is, but what you can do on Twitch is you can subscribe and then you become a part. Dude, hit the, I have a cool emote that you can use. It's literally like an open sign. And it's like, my whole meaning behind that is like I'm open, bro. Like, we're open for business. I need to make cooler emotes. Maybe that's what I'll do here in a second. But yeah, man, it's crazy. It's a crazy time. It's a crazy world. I wish I was recording this so then I can just hit end and continue on my stream. But I'm gonna have to end the stream and download the VOD, and I'll probably be on later, man, if you want to check out the other stream. But all right, dude, I'm so pumped. I got a subscriber, dude. That's 3. All right, Moto Goyo, I'm just gonna call him Goyo, says the smallest nuisance have the biggest impact. What does that mean? Everything we think and feel has a tiny trigger that springs a reaction. I need a better monitor to read chat. Our unconscious minds get comfortable with controlling our lives, how we behave, how we react, feeling comfortable with what we feel is failing. Open our minds to opportunities to changing that very core of why we feel. That's a freaking powerful quote too. That's crazy. And yeah, I don't think the emote has the emote hasn't been verified yet. I'm such a small streamer that they take forever to verify things. Dude, that's crazy. And you're 15, dude. You're 15. You can do so much with your life, it's crazy. You can do so much with your life. Figure out what makes you happy and never let that go and just do what you want to do. It's crazy. And get the knowledge to do it, and you'll fly past everybody. I promise. I promise. I promise. Maybe I should do these podcasts more often because they're a lot simpler to do on Twitch. I was recording them. If you look back at my past podcasts, or if you listen to this on an audio and stuff, I used to set up a camera, hit record, come back, hit record on my laptop. And now that I have it all linked together on Twitch, it's a lot more simpler. Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. All right, chat. Any last and final words for the podcast? Dude, I mean, streaming is so hard because you like, it's just like, it's as simple as playing a game online, but it's also like branding and marketing, and then taking the time after your streams to break down the cool parts and put it out online. And because that's like a free ad. If you look at it as like taking small clips and stuff are like 30-second ads that are shared, and you just hashtag the crap out of that, dude, you'll grow. You'll grow, dude. Or you can just get lucky like me and become a Twitch affiliate with one stream by getting rated with 150 people. Actually, it was more like 70, but I get hyped and say 150. It was 70. 70 people, chat. Oh. Bro, dude. Bro, I'm so hyped right now. All right. I'm going to end this podcast like I do always. If you are live with me, you can hit !point Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter. The !point podcast is where you can find my podcast. Feel your way before you think your way, and you'll feel good about how you think. Bro, are you like a monk? Because you're spitting out some facts, dude. You're spitting out straight facts. Straight facts. But you can follow me on Twitter at YMBS_Chris, aka that's You Might Be Surprised Chris. Follow my Twitch at twitch.tv/You Might Be Surprised. And you should follow my Twitter. That way you'll know when I go live, dude. I know you from the raid, the Minecraft guy raid you, which made me know. Oh yeah, dude, that's crazy. Yeah, man, that was so cool. I can never express to Nico how much that meant to me. It was the coolest thing in the world. But all right, guys, I've been Chris. You've been beautiful. Try something new. You might be surprised what happens. And chat. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching my podcast or to listening. It means a lot. And yeah, dude. Yeah. This was cool. See you guys.